Alan Fung has turned this into a toss-up race. He joins us now. Alan, welcome to you.
Hey, thanks, Sandra, for having me on. And in 18 days, we're going to turn this seat red. Very excited for that happening.
How have you been able to shrink the margins in this race? How have you made it so close in such a historically blue state?
Well, two things. You know, people know about my record where I was mayor of our state's second largest city, turning a city that was in financial crisis in the red, and in short 12 years that I was there, turning into one of the best cities to live in America. Doing it in a bipartisan manner, compromise, working across the aisle, doing the right thing for people. That's the same type of attitude that I'm going to take to Washington, D.C. But most importantly, I'm out there listening to our residents who are hurting because of these failed policies coming from our president and Speaker Pelosi that are really increasing this inflation that's causing this cost of living crisis where gasoline, groceries, everything that's on people's minds is skyrocketing, and it is a crisis that we're tackling. I've put forward a lot of my plans on our website, Fung for RI, whether it's our energy plans to keep people safe. They're listening, and they know I'm on their side and going to represent them down in Rhode Island, down in Washington, D.C.
Very interesting. And again, we did invite Seth Magaziner on. We have not gotten a response yet. But he is saying this on you supporting Kevin McCarthy, specifically on abortion. I'll get your thoughts out of this. Listen.
He has already said that he is going to vote for Kevin McCarthy, the Republican leader in Congress, to be the next Speaker of the House, even though Kevin McCarthy has said that he is going to put a national abortion ban into play in the House of Representatives.
Okay, so can you be very specific to voters where you stand on this issue?
Sure. My opponent is outright lying on this, and he's lying because he's losing in every single poll, every single public poll that's out there. I've been clear. I've said it on multiple interviews that I will not support a national abortion ban nor criminalize it. I'm more in the middle of the road on this, and he's just trying to mislead because he doesn't have a plan for our economy. He's not talking about the what's on people's priorities, and that's driving down these costs, reining in spending from this out-of-control Congress led by Nancy Pelosi. I'm talking about these important issues where we can, make sure that people have a quality of life. Because when we're facing, coming into the winter, heating costs that are through the roof, we're reliant on home heating oil. In the short 2 years the president's been in office, in Rhode Island alone, the cost has been risen by 97%. We're also staring down the pike of 47% electricity increases. This is a crisis, and this is why they need my plans in place down in Washington, D.C., working to tackle on these issues.
I know that has been a big part of your messaging. It must be working as you are now in what is a toss-up race there. Folks do care about their energy prices. They care about what's happening to the economy. Real quick final question to you, because the Democrats in this race continue to try to paint you and associate you with MAGA, paint you in as extremist candidate. What do you say back to that? And what kind of Republican would you say that you are?
Well, first and foremost, I think my opponents missed the memo that came out from Nancy Pelosi's number two, Steny Hoyer, who said, "I'm not an extremist. I'm a popular mayor." They all know, including our current congressional delegation, know that I'm a nice guy that's going down there, work across the aisle for Rhode Islanders, doing the right things and being a voice for them, tackling the issues that are on their mind. I don't fit their national playbook. I don't fit their mold because I am who I am. I've done it as mayor of Cranston for 12 years, and they know and can trust that I will do the right thing for Rhode Islanders down in Washington, D.C.
You are a familiar face and a familiar name to a lot of people there. A lot of folks say that's working in your favor as well. And to your point, the Democratic State Committeeman, Joe Paolino, a former Providence mayor, called you a nice man in a recent interview. And you also quoted Steny Hoyer, the Democrat from Maryland, telling reporters last month that you are a, quote, quality opponent and, quote, not an extremist. What an interesting race to watch. Do you think you can win?
I know we're going to win because we're out there every single day. Well, it's at the doors, fairs, festivals, talking to our neighbors, addressing their concerns, making sure that they know what my plans are, pushing them towards our website, that fungforri.com, so that they know that I've got them I'm in their corner, and I'm going to fight for them down in Washington, D.C. to provide them relief from this economy and the failed policies of our president and Speaker Pelosi.
It is a very interesting race to watch. Alan, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be watching it.
Thanks for having me on.